Today I want to finally make a video that has been brewing in my head for years and I just didn't know how I wanted to say it. Ze Frank made a great video on the topic on Monday, and that's really what inspired me to get this message out. Some of you remember and have actually asked me several times about a video that I made in 2010 entitled I'm Sorry, which basically said, I am in a really bad way right now, and I'm sorry, but I just can't be making videos, and please just wait for me to heal. 2 years have passed since then, and I finally think I have. I don't want to, and frankly don't think I can get into specifics out of professional obligations and the fact that there's a lot of personal baggage carried in this story that I don't really think you deserve to hear. I reserve it for my friends and my support group that have been working with me for all this time. But the main gist of it is that during my college career for 3 years, I was emotionally abused by somebody who was supposed to be my mentor. It got to the point where throughout my daily life, I just felt downtrodden. It's amazing how much this kind of an influence can impact somebody's life. And the change didn't really start to happen until I hit a very low point. The change actually started because my roommate caught the swine flu or the avian flu or whatever the popular flu was at that time, and I thought that I was getting sick as well. So in order to prevent things from progressing too far, I went straight up to the health center and got a health examination. But the doctor told me that I was perfectly healthy, and I was shocked. I did not feel healthy. I felt terrible. But after a few simple diagnostic questions, the doctor referred me to the counseling and psychological services 2 floors up. And that was basically the point when I started to realize what the problem was and what I needed to do about it. But even then, I didn't want to admit it to myself. So I felt better that day. The therapist was very helpful and I thought I was on the road to recovery, and I followed the steps that she gave me in order to make my life better. But 2 months later, the problem came back with a vengeance. I remember after a meeting with this mentor figure just going home and just sitting at my desk and staring at nothing and crying for an hour. I had to skip my next class because I just couldn't handle being around people. And immediately it dawned on me exactly what the problem was and what was causing everything, and I started talking to people about it. I called my mother, I called another mentor that I had in high school. I arranged a meeting with this mentor to try and work things out because I believed that there was a way that we could move above this. He didn't think so, though. Meanwhile, it came to spring break, and I was no longer myself. I spent 7 days laying on the living room couch watching TV because I didn't want to do anything else. And I got on the plane, getting ready to go back to school, and I thought I was ready. But when I arrived in my bedroom, it was clear that I was not ready. Just being in the city made me feel like I couldn't do anything. And God bless my mother, I texted her saying something along those lines, and she called me and listened to me having another one of these panic attacks when there was nothing she could do. I can't imagine what that felt like, but that was exactly what I needed. And I finally mustered up the strength, regardless of all of my friends telling me not to, that it will be better for me not to do this. And I said, I can't handle this anymore. And I dropped that mentor and found myself another one. And for the rest of my college career, it really felt like I had given something up, and I had to constantly remind myself that things were better now. I had a great support group of friends who were willing to hear my stories every week of just small achievements that they probably didn't care about, but they cared that I was getting happier. And to think that there are people out there who are less equipped, going through things that are worse than what I went through, that just tears me apart. If you are going through any hard times in your life, find yourself a support group and find yourself people who will help. I promise you, therapy is great. Friends are great. Giving up responsibilities for your own personal health is great. You may think that taking these steps will remove something from your life. And the fact is it will. It will remove the bad from your life. Seek help. And I promise you, it may not get better as fast as you want it to, but it will. And as the wonderful JB Dazen says at the end of every single one of my videos, it will be alright.